And at the end of the day, your driving test, the difference between somebody that passes and somebody that fails is in the decisions that they make. But I promise you this, it will save your life one day. You know, it'll be right for you, won't it? It'll be right for you. So if you ask yourself that question, the answer is I don't know, then that's no, isn't it? That's no, because you're not sure. If you're not sure, you should wait. Okay. But if the answer is definite yes, then it's clear to go. And it's important that when you get there, you've got enough time to ask yourself this question: is it safe for me to go? Yes or no? Okay. And the way I've just noticed my petrol light's on, and I've only got 46 miles to go before I conk out. So let's hope that this video ends before I've driven 46 miles. I think it might do. Okay, so the lights into this middle lane. You see a very nice waterfall. If anyone in Nuneaton Borough Council is listening, I think there should be a waterfall like this on every roundabout, because it's really nice. Hi guys, just a quick one. Do you live in Nuneaton, Hinckley or Bedworth or around those areas, and you need driving lessons or just a mock test? If so, just send a text or a WhatsApp to the number on the screen. Don't call, because I'll probably be driving. But anyway, back to the video. Okay then. So I'm just coming up to the end of the road here. I'm just dropping the car into first gear. I'm looking both ways before I cross the line. Now you can see that there's lots of parked cars around here, so I just need to creep forward, make sure I can see it's clear in the space before I start to move forward. Now I'm just going to give way to this oncoming car just by moving in here. Check the mirror first of all. Move in. I've just moved out of his way. I'm going to now check this mirror, the left door mirror here, just to make sure that it's clear. There's no like bikes or anything overtaking me at this point. And this is a 20 zone. We're going to come to the end of this road, but we're going to go straight ahead at the crossroads here. It's raining, but not too much. Drop the car into first gear. Again, I just need to creep forward just to make sure it's clear for me and safe for me to go. I need to move out. I'm going to check the mirror. I can move out there. So it's all about your observations, particularly on these kind of roads where, you know, it's all very, very tight, and you know, there are going to be people that you need to just move out of the way for, just give way to, so that they can make their progress. I think it might have stopped raining. It's not been raining very much. Okay, so we're going to take the next right, so I'm going to mirror, signal. I'm already in second gear, but I'm braking. I can see that it's all clear everywhere, and I'm just going to take the car around the corner. Looking as far down the road as I can see that it is pretty clear for me, and this actually is a one-way street, so I don't expect to see anything coming from the opposite way. However, it might be that car doors open, or, you know, people come out from behind or rush out from behind the cars, and kind of, you know, so I need to be careful for that. I need to be observing that, don't I? So let's go over the speed bump. Just around the blind bend, I'm just going to be a bit more cautious. Now I can see it's clear. I'm going to turn right when I get to the end of this road, so mirror, mirror, signal. Because it's a one-way street, I'm going to position the car on the right-hand side. Dropping it into first gear, creeping up to the line, looking both ways. Now it's important that I look both ways before I cross the line. I can't move yet because it's very busy on this road that I'm turning into. So I'm just going to be patient. I'm just going to be patient and wait. And again, you know, if you're on your test and you get something like this, there's no kind of limit to how long you should wait. You'd only wait until you can see the first safe space. Someone in a green Honda here is kind of keeping the junction open, but there's still nowhere for me to move into at the moment. It's so busy. It's just that time of day, really. So I'm just going to keep looking both ways. I've prepared the car. I'm in first gear. I've got my hand on the handbrake. Somebody else is hanging back in the hope that I can move. Is this person in the grey car, are they in the silver Peugeot, are they going to let me out? I don't think they are. So I'm just observing, looking for my opportunity. Certainly the line of cars is beginning to move now, and nothing for me to move into yet. Again, this lady here in the black Peugeot, she's just hung back a little bit. Which is just signal for me to say, well, I think it's clear for you, but I'm going to check for myself. Thank you very much. And then I'm going to come out. But she kind of beckoned me on there. But what I didn't do is just willy-nilly just, you know, moved out. What I had to do is I can't ignore her because that would just be rude. But I saw her beckon me on, and so I looked and looked and looked and looked and made sure that it was clear for myself. Of course, in your driving test, you're not allowed to beckon anyone on or flash your lights or anything like that, because you have to let the people make their own mind up. And that's what happened there. She beckoned me on, but I still made up my own mind. I'm in this traffic queue now, and I'm making sure that where my car is positioned, I can still see the tyres of the Fiat in front of me. So I'm at least that far back. I'm just going to make sure I can get over the crossing. So no, I can't, so I'm going to stop this side of the crossing then. Okay, so now I'm keeping this crossing open as well. And I don't think these lights are going to change. There's nobody there to press the button. In fact, he's pressing the button now. But I'm okay, I can move over. Don't step out in front of me, sir. Thank you. That's it. And again, I'm just keeping this junction open. This is just a Lidl where it goes in. But there are people coming in and out of there all the time. So I might as well, in this situation, just keep that open. And there's certainly somebody there who wants to come out as well. So again, I've stopped, so I've prepared. And my observations here are this car that wants to come out of Lidl and see if he can. It doesn't look like he can, so I'm going to just move on. Okay, there you go. he knew that I was waiting for him in the end. That's it. And again, I'm just going to move in here. I can just about see the Punto's tyres on the road. I'm just inching forward. Now, this situation could easily happen on your driving test. In fact, where we are, there's a test centre just around the corner. And so this is Castle Street, not Castle Street, Queen's Road. This is Queen's Road, and it's, you know, it's well used on test routes as well. So you can see in both directions it's very busy. Looking ahead, I can see that there's a junction on the left again. So I'm just going to make sure that I'm not going to block that junction up. I'm just going to stop this side of the junction, leaving that open, and brake on into first gear. You just saw me look down at my gear stick again then, didn't you? Never mind. I was stopped. So we can see now, I'm ready, I'm prepared to move, but I can see that the lights ahead of us are on red. So I'm not going anywhere, am I? So I might as well just, you know, just relax a little bit, just take in the scenery. I know that when they do turn to green, there's going to be a delay, isn't there, before I can move, because, you know, all the cars will have to move on first. However, also there's a gap in front of the car, So that means then that I know that by the time I move forward, that Punto, that Fiat Punto in front of us, will have cleared the junction, and so will I be able to speed. So the lights have gone to green. So although they're not moving quite yet, so they're starting to move now, so I'm now going to move forward, because I know that by the time I get to where the Punto is, he'll have gone. I will no longer be blocking the junction up. And there he is. So I've gone quite slow. I'm going to check the left mirrors. I'm indicating down for left because I'm going to go left at the traffic lights. And again, I'm just stopping here just so I can see the tyres of the car in front of me on the road. And I'm just waiting here. Very busy tonight. This is kind of post-lockdown. Everything's opening up. I think everyone is coming out all at the same time. And it's springtime in England, so that means it's cold and it's rainy. So again, I'm all ready, I'm ready to go. This hand, again, is on the handbrake, and I'm in already first gear, all ready. And I'm just looking, again, I'm not going anywhere for a little while. I can just make sure that everything in the mirrors, everything else is taking care of itself. Got some pedestrians there, one's on a push bike. They seem to be a bit boisterous but quite well behaved. They're not going to come into the road at all, so I'm happy with those. And we should move. Here we go, so the lights have gone to amber. I know I can release the handbrake now because I've got everything sort of move in front of me, and that way I can move with the car ahead. So I'm just going to mirror again just in case, and then I'm going to take the car around the bend here, keeping well into the left, and now I'm on a road where again I'm in heavy traffic, but you know, that's good. If you're on your driving test and you end up in heavy traffic, that's going to be good for you, isn't it? Because it just keeps everything really slow. The brake lights of the car ahead of me have just gone on, so I've checked my mirrors. I'm just going to bring my car to a nice steady stop, controlled stop. And as he moves on, then I'm going to move on with him. And this is all now just on the clutch, just using the clutch to control the car as it moves forward. Again, I know I'm not going to go very far. On your driving test as well, if this happens, it's important that you kind of stay alert and stay awake, and kind of, because it's easy to get kind of lulled then into a sense of, well, I'm not going anywhere, I'm not doing anything. And what then happens is the traffic moves on and you're not quite ready, and you think, oh, I've got to move, and that's when you'll stall, because you're not thinking about controlling the car at that point. You're only thinking about moving the car. And so that amount of pressure, that sudden movement of things in front of you, can add a bit of pressure. You bring the clutch up just a bit too far, and so the car stalls. So it's important then just to, you know, stay alert, stay awake, see what's happening, try and gauge what's happening ahead of the car as well, not just the one in front of your car, but the one in front of that car, and the one in front of that car, and the one in front of that one as well. So for instance, now you can see that our lights have gone on to red. Looking now, they're going amber and then green. I can see the green car's moved, the grey one in front of us is moved as well. I'm just checking the mirrors, make sure everything is all safe. And I want the middle lane on this roundabout because the left lane is a filter lane that goes round to the left, and I need to go straight ahead. So I'm just going to guide the car into this middle lane. You see a very nice waterfall. If anyone in Nuneaton Borough Council is listening, I think there should be a waterfall like this on every roundabout because it's really nice. Okay, so now I'm at the roundabout. I'm just making sure that there's going to be a safe space. Now I'm not looking for the first space, I'm looking for the first safe space. And actually, I'm also looking to make sure that there's somewhere for me to move into, because they're queuing up there. And after this blue car, it looks quite promising. So there you go, I'm just going to move myself in. I'm going to try and make sure I don't block up any junctions. So I'm going to just wait just there for a few seconds. I can now move, that's it. I'm going to move in to the left lane as I'm coming off of the roundabout. Just making sure that I check that mirror again. That's your lifesaver look there, isn't it? Just checking that left door mirror again. Yeah, it is left, yeah. Door mirror again. And again, now I'm looking ahead. I'm looking not just at the car ahead of me, but I'm looking right down the road, and I'm kind of seeing when things are moving so that I know that when I'm about to move then, there's a white van that's just kind of manoeuvring himself out of a side, out of a kind of fire station place. And there's a yellow grid here, and what I don't want to do is stop on the grid, do I? So there's a Peugeot ahead of us. He's kind of paused on there. Lucky for him, he's not stopped dead. But I know now, I can see now that I can get my car all the way over and out the other side before I have to stop. Can't stop on the yellow grid unless you wait to turn right, your exit's clear. So now we're coming up to some traffic lights. Already you see I'm working ahead. This is what you must do on your driving test. Look at least 6 seconds down the road and kind of decide what's happening there, and then you can kind of work out what you need to do from that. Lights are on red, so again I'm prepared. My observations really, I'm looking for the amber light to change. I can see that everyone behind me is okay. At the roundabout, I'm taking the second exit. That's just going to keep me in the left lane. Again, I'm looking on the roundabout, making sure there's a space for me to move into, and there's my space. I'm just going to follow the focus in, keeping in the left side, mirror, mirror, signal. And that signal is to help the people there trying to get in, so that they know that I'm coming down here and they can move forward. Looking at the lights, I can see they're on red, so I'm just slowing the car down, making sure it's all safe. Just about 3 of these lines back, and we'll drop it into first gear. So I'm ready now. If these lights changed back to amber and then green, I'm ready to move. Doesn't look like they're going to do that. I've just noticed my petrol lights on, and I've only got 46 miles to go before I conk out. So let's hope that this video ends before I've driven 46 miles. I think it might do. Okay, so the lights have turned to amber and then green again, so now I'm just taking the car round here. Now it's raining. So in the rain, the advice they give you is, or when it's wet, should I say, is to be at least twice the distance. Keep twice the distance in front of the car, so your stopping distances have doubled. That seems like a lot, doesn't it, actually? That does seem like a lot, but it is a very, very good guide. So whilst you're in the wet, whilst it is raining, just keep a bigger distance. Just make sure that that's larger, and whatever distance you are comfortable with, whatever your instructions. So we're just going to change lanes. So I'm going to go mirror, mirror, mirror again, indicating. You can see there's a gap, so I'm going to move over there. So to change lanes, it's mirror, signal, mirror, manoeuvre, like that. I've just changed lanes because this is the lane I need. I'm going to take the car around the bend. I'm in a kind of a one-way system at the moment. I'm going to make this turn, so I'm just making sure that everyone behind me is fine. There's nothing trying to overtake me. I'm going to go around here. Now I need to change lanes to the left lane again. So I'm going to go mirror, mirror left, mirror, signal, mirror again. It does seem like there's a space for me, so I can move over. So again, mirror, mirror, signal, manoeuvre. Mirror, signal, mirror, manoeuvre. You know what I mean. Mirrors first, then signal, then mirror again, and then move over if it's safe. Alright, so we're coming up to a mini roundabout now, and I know, because I know this area, that It's the right-hand lane that I need, so I'm just checking this mirror here. And I can see the arrows on the road now tell me that this is the lane. I'm dropping the car into first gear. I don't need to indicate because I'm not going right or left. I can see now, I'm making my mind up now that it's clear for me to go. I'm going to take myself through. So it's important when you're approaching, or there's a traffic light here, so I'll check my mirrors. I'm just slowing down. Now I'm going to go at a nice steady pace. I'm dropping the car into first gear because I'm quite close, but I'm hoping that these lights will change, which they have done. Just checking, and away I go. So again, just working ahead of myself. Just making sure that I'm seeing everything that goes on, and as I come around this bend I can see there's a filling station on the left, which in normal circumstances I might pull into, because now, well, it's still 46 miles, so we're still okay. We couldn't have troubled anything. Ahead of that though, there's people crossing the road, and also there's another crossing. There's nobody there to press the button, so I know that I'm going to be safe and it's going to stay on green, and I'm going to go through there. This is a 30-mile-an-hour road, so I'm keeping the car at like 28, 27, 28, 29, making sure that I'm on the right side of the speed limit. I'm not braking it, I'm just taking it steady. There's a parked car ahead of me. I'm checking this mirror over here, the right door mirror. I'm just easy now, and I'm going to go past the parked car. As I've gone past it, I'm then going to check the left door mirror. When I can see the car in the mirror, then I know that I'm safe to move back in. Now, as I was saying about the roundabouts, it's important that when you get there, you've got enough time to ask yourself this question. Is it safe for me to go? Yes or no? Okay, and the way to do that is I'm going left, so I'm going to go mirror, signal, position, brake. Okay, brake's the important thing. And when I'm about here where the triangle is, I'm just going to drop it into second gear. And now I'm going to use the rest of this road to ask myself that question: is it safe for me to go? Yes. And that's all you need to do. And if you do that, if you approach it in a way, approach the roundabouts in a way that you can ask yourself that question, is it safe for me to go, then 9 times out of 10 or 99 times out of 100, or actually more than that, you will make the correct decision. And so you'll be able to flow with the traffic, and it'll make you look good, and you'll be doing it correctly for your driving test. Ahead of me, the lights have just turned to green, so we can go through. I'm just check the mirrors, just to make sure, again, no one's trying to overtake me at this point. There's a bit of a gap on my inside, on my left hand side, because the junction was there. I'm on a 40-mile-an-hour road now, so I can go a little bit quicker. I'm looking down the road, I can see there's like a line of traffic again, and the one that's directly in front of me just put his brake on, but now he's taking his brake off again. And I know that when he brakes out, he's slowing down. I've got a nice gap in front of me here, so I don't want to close that down too much, particularly because it's wet again, you know. So I'm keeping this gap, and I'm keeping in my mind, I'm thinking, well, if he starts to brake, I will need to start to brake as well, and that way I can keep this little space. And I've got lots and lots of reaction time then, haven't I? I don't want to go too slow though. I don't want to, there you go. So, check my mirror, brake a little bit. That's it. And although the gap is getting smaller, I'm going slower, aren't I? And he's going slower, so that's okay for that gap to be smaller now. Keep a nice space in front of the car, just making sure that no one's overtaking me, no one's doing anything that's, you know, daft behind me. I'm going along with the traffic now. So again, I'm in heavy traffic. And again, I'm just keeping, and what I'm doing really is I'm managing the space in front of the car. So I've kind of said to myself, this space in front of the car, that's for me to take care of. And in that way, I'm keeping a nice gap between me and the car in front of me. And because I'm going so slow and because I'm in first gear, I'm just using the clutch to control the car forward. So I'm not having any gas at all. I've got a diesel car here, so very often you don't need any gas. But if you've got a petrol car, you might want to set like a pound's worth, so the thickness of a pound coin. Let me show you one of them. I know you know what a pound coin looks like. There you go. But now, because I'm in a diesel car, I don't need to do that. I can just use the clutch to control the car. And now I can ease up to the back of the van so I can still see his tyres on the road. And when I get to that point where I can just see them, then I'm going to come to a stop. He's moving on now. So I'm just going to check again. I'm going to move on as well. There's another thing here. This is a van, and so once I'm up behind him, I can't see what's happening in front of the van. So if I keep this little gap here, I can now see what's in front of the van, what's happening there, and when they move on, so I'll know when I can move on as well. Another thing that will tell me when I can move on is you can see in this transit van here, he's got his brake lights on. That means he's sat there with his foot on the brake. So he will only take his foot off of that brake when he's ready to move. So when those lights go out, that'll be my signal, my cue to put my handbrake down and then move as well. So let's see how that works. That's going to work in a few seconds. I can see ahead of him. There you go, brake lights came out and that's when he moved. So that's a clue. I couldn't see in front of him. I couldn't see ahead of him. So, and again, the lights have gone on to red now, so we're going to have exactly the same situation probably. Although this time he might put his car into neutral, maybe, and put his handbrake on. But let's just see. So again, what I've done is I'm in first gear because I'm quite close to the front of the queue, okay, but I've got my handbrake on. I'm just sitting, my clutch is all the way down, so I'm just sitting here kind of relaxing, ready. I know that he's not going to take his foot off the brake until the lights go to amber and then green. So I know that nothing's going to happen for me until then. So I'm ready, and my observations are, I'm looking at the traffic lights, I'm looking at the brake lights of the van in front of me. I know from my mirrors that everything is all right and that everything is safe and secure. It's now starting to rain a bit more. There's the amber light, handbrake down. He took his foot off the foot brake, and now we can move. Probably just easing the car around, making sure I stay in my lane. I'm not going to encroach into the right hand lane at all. And what happens here is that these two lanes merge. You probably can't see it on the camera, but there's arrows on the right hand lane there which are kind of curled in like that, telling everyone that the road's going to merge. And if you look ahead, you can see that people are merging, so I'm leaving a gap here, and that's going to allow these two cars to drift in. And let's just see what happens, see if that happens. There you go. I'm also going to check this mirror here, because I know there are people on that side, on the right hand side, that are merging behind me as well. So I want to make sure that there's no one that wants to kind of nip in front of me there as well. And there's a bike. There he goes. So again, what I'm doing is I'm just kind of matching the speed of the car ahead of me, although I'm just keeping a nice space again, giving myself a little bit of reaction time, making sure that I can stop safely and in good time. He's actually gone a bit quicker, so I can as well now. I'm not letting him pull me forward because I'm well within the speed limit here. When I get to the roundabout here, I'm going to be turning left. I'm taking the first exit. So I'm going to go mirror, mirror, left door mirror, indicate down for left. I'm just going to take the car up to the kind of roundabout. Although it's on green, I'm still going to drop it into second gear. I'm making sure that it's all clear. It is all clear, and then I can go around and quick check in that left door mirror again, just to make sure there's no like bike cyclists or kids on those electric scooter things, because you're going quite slow at that point, aren't you? And they can go past you, although there wasn't anybody there this time, thankfully. This is a 30-mile-an-hour road. I'm actually doing 24 miles an hour, and you can see the cars ahead of me, the van ahead of me, is not getting away from me. So that means everyone is doing the same thing. And as I look further up the road, I can see a traffic queue forming, and they're waiting for a lorry that's waiting to turn right. So there's a junction on the left. I'm just going to make sure that I keep that junction open. So I'm just going to wait just about here. The lorry has turned in on the right, and the traffic ahead is starting to move now. So that means I know that I can move forward. I've got a decision to make. Am I going to let him in? He doesn't seem to be that interested, so I'm going to carry on. He's actually moved into the space behind me. Maybe he didn't want anyone with L plates on the car to be, driving behind him and moving towards him. Maybe that was it. Okay, so ahead of me now, the traffic's starting to flow really nicely. The lorry's waiting to come out of there. He's not even looking this way, so I'm absolutely fine. I'm at 27 now, 28. I don't want to go too much quicker because this is a 30 zone. And again, you can see that the traffic ahead of me, that's not moving any quicker really either. So I'm just easing back. Now I'm still at 30, but now they're moving away. Now I can't do that yet because we're just here. This is where it says 40. So now when I've gone through the kind of gateway, then I can just increase my speed. Into fourth gear. Ahead of me then there's a roundabout. I'm gonna follow the road ahead at the roundabout. So I'm just using my brake to slow down. I've checked my mirrors. I'm getting the right position, which is in the left lane. I'm dropping the car into second gear. I'm giving myself time to say, can I make the turn, yes or no? The answer is yes, and I can move in. Mirror, signal again to come off of the roundabout. I'm going into this new road. Now in this road, there's some roadworks. It would normally be 50 miles an hour along here. But today, or actually this month, it's a 30 because they put temporary 30 signs up. So I'm just going to keep it nice and steady. Now again, if this happens to you on the day, you will have to keep it to the speed limit because that's what it's saying. And what will probably happen is there'll be a queue of cars behind you, and it will make you feel like, or it can make you feel like, you want to get moving and you want to get out of the way. You don't want to be holding anybody up or a hazard to anybody. But try and kind of work against that. Don't let that happen. Do keep to the speed limit because it's there for a reason, and the reason is all of these roadworks here. This is a new roundabout. It's not open yet. I can see the cones there, so I'm okay just to flow through here. No one coming out of that junction. I'm still going to check my mirrors, signal for left, coming off of the roundabout. Now there's another roundabout ahead of me, and at this time, at this one, I'm going to go straight ahead. I'm still in this 30 zone from the roadworks that were behind me. We're still in this 30 zone. But I'm going to go right at this next roundabout, so I'm going to check the interior mirror, right door mirror, indicate off and right, get my position. Now think about my speed, so I'm slowing down. You see where this bollard is? It's like the tip of a triangle. I'm going to drop the car into second gear there. Can I make the turn? Yes or no? Yes. And if you go at a pace that allows you to ask yourself that question, mirror, mirror, signal. Mirror again, turning right lifesaver look. If you approach at a speed that allows you to ask that question, then again you will get the answer right, because you know, it'll be right for you, won't it? It'll be right for you. So if you ask yourself that question, the answer's I don't know, then that's no, isn't it? That's no, because you're not sure. If you're not sure, you should wait. Okay, but if the answer is definite yes, then it's clear to go. Now then, I'm just going to go over these speed bumps, and they're like, you know, this is a 30 road, but I'm going over the speed bumps at just under 20. And the reason for that is it's just being nice to the car, really. That's all it's being, just nice to the car, and it's always a good idea. Now ahead, I'm being warned that the road narrows from both sides, and it says single file traffic. Also, there's a car moving out from behind the parked car, but he's gone now. And here is where the road narrows on both sides. And I'm also being told by the sign I have to give way to oncoming vehicles. There isn't any oncoming vehicles. I've just checked that mirror there, that right door mirror, so that I knew that I could move out, and then there wasn't anyone going by me, so to overtake me or anything. And I've gone through that section of the road, and now I'm coming out the other side. Again, just under 20. I'm also going to time it so that all of these cars could get past the thing that's parked on the opposite side, so that then I've got a big space to move into then. So when I get to the end, when I get to where the mini roundabout is at the end of this road, I'm going to go left. So I'm checking my left mirror, signal, position, speed, I'm braking. I'm going to drop the car in. I can see a long way up there, I can see it's all clear. And it's all clear for me to move in, so I can go around then to the left. Is he going to move out in front of me? No. Okay, that's good. Oh, someone else is manoeuvring in front of me there. As I'm coming along this road, it's a very, very bumpy road. Lots and lots and lots of speed bumps along here. They are quite annoying. I suppose they do their job. So, you know, it slowed me down, for instance, to just below 20 as I go over them. And hopefully it's doing that for everybody else as well. So I suppose they are doing their job. They're keeping the traffic slow. And, you know, they're a safety thing. So we shouldn't moan too much. But let's be honest, it is a bit annoying. That's the last one, so I can just go a little bit quicker. Just check my mirrors. I'm going right at the roundabout. So mirror, mirror, signal, position, and now my speed and brake. And you see where this bollard is? That's at the tip of the triangle. I want to be in second gear by then. These people will cross the road. And now I'm going to ask myself that question: is it safe for me to go? Yes or no? Not yet, but now it is. There you go. So I had to use first gear that time. I'm back to second, and it's not this exit, it's not the next one, it's the one after that. So I'm going to go mirror, mirror again, indicate down for left. Lifesaver look, green car there, it's just on my shoulder, but it's not trying to overtake me, so I know that I can go round. And I only could see him because I checked again, and that's your lifesaver look. I promise you this, it will save your life one day. Right, so this is a 40 mile an hour road now, 40. And I'm only at 31, so I just need to check my mirrors. I need to go a little bit quicker. I can see there's a traffic queue again ahead of me, so I'm slowing down right back here. No point in me banging my way up there. I can just control the car as I move into the back of this queue. Now I'm just getting into second. I'm just going to move up to the back of the queue. As I get within 2 or 3 car lengths of this Honda, I'm just going to drop the car into first gear, nice and steady, nice and easy. And again, I'm just keeping this space. I can see his tyres on the road. I know that I've got lots of reaction time if he suddenly stops, you know, for some strange reason, which We know that doesn't happen, you know, we know it doesn't happen, but we've got this is our kind of insurance policy, isn't it? We've just got this gap here. And it means as well, if I've got this gap, it means that I don't have to do anything really quickly. I don't have to kind of, you know, rush myself, because we know that less haste means more speed. No, less haste, more speed. More speed, less haste, isn't it? More speed, less haste. So if I'm trying to rush, so being hasty, then I won't get along the road very well. I don't think I explained that very well, did I, with that bit? Okay, so I'm just looking at, listen, I'm not perfect. So I'm just looking up the road there. I can see, again, that the traffic's flowing. I'm looking as far as I can see. I can see there's a skip lorry. I can see the 2 cars in front of the skip lorry. And I'm looking, I can see 3 cars now, so the road is opening. And I can see the traffic lights are on red. I'm just making sure, again, everything behind me is safe. The green car that was on my shoulder is dropped right back now. It's probably heard me rambling on about less haste, more speed. I still did it wrong, sure. Anyway, as we go along here, I'm going to go straight ahead at these traffic lights, so I'll need to be in the left-hand lane. Again, as I'm coming up to the back of this, I'm just dropping it into 2nd gear. I'm moving up. As I get 2 or 3 car lengths back, I'm just going to drop it into 1st gear now. And again, I'm going to stop so I can see his tyres. And look, again, you can see he's got his brake lights on. So although I can't see the traffic lights, I will know when it's time for me to move, because those brake lights will go out, won't they? There it is. As I'm coming around it, I can see the lights are changing to red now. So again, I'm just going to drop the car into 1st gear, stop so I can still see the tyres, handbrake on. I'm on a bit of a hill now, and I'm the 2nd car back. I'm the 2nd one back. So what I should do is I should be ready to go. So I'm making sure I'm in 1st gear. I'm getting my bite point, and it's there. There it is. My bite is on. And I can see now that these lights are not on red for very long, because we're on the kind of main trunk road. It's a kind of, actually it's a bypass that goes past the town. So I'm ready to go. I'm all ready to go. So now I'm observing. My observations is I'm looking at the traffic lights. I'm watching the traffic as it passes, you know, past the top of the junction there. And know when that traffic stops, my lights are likely to change them. And it looks like it's stopped now. The traffic is no longer going across. So there you go. So that's our traffic, that's our lights changing. And so now I know that I can move forward, so I can be ready. So my observations there gave me a clue as to when I could move. This is now a quicker road, isn't it? We're on a 40-mile-an-hour road, we know that. So I've got the car up to about 35, 36. I don't want to go too slow because it's clear ahead of me, really. And, you know, I don't want to be holding anybody up that's behind me. Just going past the national speed limit sign, and there I go. And now I can go a bit quicker again. So it's a single carriageway road, and so the speed limit on here is 60 miles an hour. I'm now up to 50, 52. 54, 56, and now I'm looking at the car ahead of me, the van ahead of me. Got a nice gap here. I don't really want to close that down too much, particularly in the rain, particularly in the wet, you know. So I'm kind of, again, at this speed, I'm kind of matching it a bit. I'm seeing, making sure that I'm not going quicker than he is. No point for me to go quicker than he is, because I'm not going to overtake him, am I? You know, there's a big gap behind me as well. I'm not holding anybody up. There's a roundabout down at the bottom of the road. We're just going to go straight ahead of that. Just braking. There's 2 lanes that go straight ahead here, and so there's a left one and a right one. So I'm going to choose the left one. Always choose the left one where you can. I'm braking. see where the bollard is? That's where the triangle, the tip of the triangle. Make sure I'm in second gear. Give it all of this time now to look on the roundabout, ask myself that question. There's my space behind the red car, and I can flow in. Mirror, mirror signal. I'm going off the roundabout. I didn't do the lifesaver look again then because I was already in the left lane. I wasn't changing lanes. Now up here I do need to change lanes because this is a left filter lane and I want to go ahead again. So I'm going to go mirror, mirror, signal, mirror again, left, right door mirror again. You can see it's all moving over. That's it. Now I'm going to deal with the roundabout, checking the mirrors, got my position. I'm moving into second gear. Is it safe for me to go? Yes. So that means I can move. Again, if I move the car up to the roundabout in the correct gear, which would be second gear, and if I make sure that I've got the car to speed that allows me to ask that question before I get to the line, then I'm going to make a good decision. And at the end of the day, your driving test, the difference between somebody that passes and somebody that fails is in the decisions that they make. So if you give yourself, you've got the right strategies to approach things in the correct way, you're more likely to make the correct decisions. So you're more likely then to give yourself a chance to pass. What you'll find is, if you meet, or what I find, sorry, shall I say, most, I think, driving instructors will tell you this. If people approach things in the wrong way, if people are not looking down the road as far as they can see, and they're not, seeing there's something there, they're not being a little bit overly cautious. These lights are on green for a long time, for instance. Well, now I know I can get through. If you're approaching things in the wrong way, it means you will have to, the decision you make will be a rushed one, it will be a rushed decision, and it means then that it's likely to be a wrong decision. You choose the wrong option. And when you choose the wrong option, you get yourself into a point where you can't get yourself out, so you'll make a mistake, and that's when you fail. If you make the right decisions, then if you approach things in the correct way, you make the right decisions, then you won't be rushed, it won't ever be a rushed decision, and then you'll make a good decision and then you pass. And it's really as simple as that. Where people come up to their driving test, you would imagine, you would hope that they have good control over the car. So, putting the clutch down and operating the gas and the steering and things like that. Operating all those things, you'd imagine they would have good control over those up to the standard for the test. But then it's kind of fitting in with the traffic, isn't it? And fitting in with the traffic is all about making the correct decisions. I may have gone on about that for long enough now. This here is a 60-mile-an-hour road, doing 56 miles an hour. I can see the traffic ahead of me is also doing 56, and they're braking. I can see that they're braking, so I check my mirror. I'm just going to apply the brake, and now I can see why. There's a lorry there that's kind of stopped on the carriageway, and he was waiting for another car that was turning right. So there you go. So because I was looking far enough ahead, and because I saw all of that happen, it meant I was able to slow down. I didn't have to stop at all. I could just flow through. So the fact that I was looking ahead, approaching this correctly, means that I was making the correct decision. I'm sorry to keep saying it, but it is the difference between passing and failing. If your instructor says that that's rubbish, remember he's rubbish, because that is the difference. Just looking down the road there, and I can see it's pretty clear. The traffic is flowing. I'm flowing with it. I'm doing 56 again, and we've got 57 now, and we can see that I'm not catching up. I'm not losing them. So at the end of the road there is a roundabout, And I'm going to be turning right when I get to that roundabout. So I'm going to check my interior mirror, my right door mirror. I'm going to indicate off the right, find a position which is next to the centre of the road, and now I'm using my brake. See where the bollard is? That's where the tip of that triangle is. I'm going to brake enough so I can get second gear for here, clutch is fully up, and now can I make the turn or not? No, because there's a car coming round, but now yes, and now I can go. And it is as simple as that. Mirror, mirror. I'm on the right hand lane, aren't I? I'm going to check this mirror again. That's the left door. I know it looks odd from the perspective of the viewer yourself, because it's on the opposite side, but that's just because the cameras are facing it opposite ways. So there you go. So lifesaver lock, make sure you do that. There's two things about lifesaver lock. First of all, it will save your life, so it's correctly named. It does what it says on the tin. It will save someone's life, but if not yours. And secondly, if you don't do it, you ain't going to pass. Okay, so make sure you get into the habit of doing that. Ahead of me, I can see that the road is clear. It's a 50-mile-an-hour road now. I'm bang on 50 at this point. Bang on 50. I'm just going to keep it like that because it's clear ahead of me. There's no real sharp bends or anything like that. The road does go up and down a little bit. Not really too much to worry me. And I'm just kind of, if I'm on my test now, I'm just showing that I'm comfortable at this speed when the road is clear, and no need for the examiner to worry about me on that score. So when I come off of this road, I'm going to be turning left soon. So I'm going to need to, get the car slow enough for the left turn and things like that. So I'll just go through what you should do. Remember, we're a 50-mile-an-hour road, doing 50 miles an hour. I'd like to turn left. So at some point I'll need to get down to about 12 and I'll be in second gear. So here's the sign for it. There's the sign. So mirror, mirror. When it comes into view, I don't want to indicate too early. It's coming into view just about now. Yeah, there it is. So mirror, mirror, signal, position, speed is brake. I'm braking. I'm bringing the car down to a reasonable speed. I'm dropping it into second gear. It's a wide junction, so I was able to cross the line early, and then I'm going to take the car around the corner. I've took the car around the corner then at exactly 12 miles an hour, and that's the kind of speed that you need to be taking the cars around these kind of junctions. So that's it for today. I know that's been a long one, and I know I've banged on a bit too much about making the correct decisions on the road and allowing yourself time to do that. But hopefully I'll see you in the next video, which will be probably more about roundabouts actually, and the kind of bigger junctions that you might come up to. In the meantime, good luck with everything. See you soon.